ago, but it was windy, and Clijsters played better in the wind than Arden must have framed about 20 to 30 shots in the crowd. It's really unusual. I've never seen a top player with that many framed shots.
So 30 all.
She has adjusted her backhand stroke a bit. Doesn't use quite as much of that left wrist. It's not quite as loopy because of surgery.
And a break point for 5-love for Clijsters.
There was a point last year, Bill, where the doctors told Kim's dad that she might not be able to play her game. They never told Kim that. She feels very lucky to be out here this successful so soon. Not taking long to make a big comeback.
Court. He saves the break point and deuce. And Tracy, is it your belief that there are 5 or 6 women who could win the U.S. Open, and obviously including Clijsters?
Very much so. I think Clijsters would be at the top of the list, but 5 legitimately. Lindsay, Sharapova, Justin Arden, Venus.
Third double.
The one who's not in that list for me is Serena right now. I just don't think that she's fit enough and is playing sharp enough to win those 7 matches over the 2-week period.
Gusting conditions are back, by the way. Takes that ball well wide. Deuce. Again, break point. I would have to disagree with you, by the way. I'd put Serena in there only because she is Serena and probably capable of almost anything. She could put together a magical run.
Didn't practice much before the Australian, but she was much fitter before that Grand Slam. She was not fit at all at Wimbledon this year, where she lost in the 3rd round. Serena's career, except for this year. I mean, even look at Australia. She said that she didn't practice much going into that title, was down 3 match points against Sharapova in the semis. Just got through that match on sheer guts, big heart. Down against Davenport in the final, came through. You saw her at Wimbledon. She just wasn't the same player. Just not playing with that same confidence. She won in 3 sets in both of her first 2 matches. I think there's only so long she can go without, being fit and without winning matches and without winning titles. It's the only title that she's won all year is that Australian Open. She's played about 7 or 8 events and has only finished 4 of them. I just think that the tide has changed. Everybody's caught up to her. She can't get away with it as easily now.
Back to deuce. 4th deuce. Zuluaga battling to try to stay in this against the number 4 seed.
The key is obviously when we put Clijsters at the top, we think that she has that edge because she's been so successful this year on hard courts. We've all talked about it. She hasn't won that Grand Slam, but she's been #1 in the world.
Fifth break chance. That's too good. And finally, Clijsters with the break. She'll serve for the match when we come back. Sharapova will be in action here at Arthur Ashe Stadium as Kim Clijsters serves for it. 5-love. It's hard to believe that Zuluaga had an opportunity. She had a set point in that first set, but since that time, Clijsters has clamped down. Now 15-love. 15 all. Just to put a cap on that previous conversation about the favorites among the women, who would you put in there that's outside that top 5 or 6?
I think Mary Pierce. She's very dangerous at 29 or 30 years old, kind of in the twilight of her career. I think she's playing the best tennis that she's ever played. She said that because she says you have to be this good now. I'm better now than I was 5 years ago because everybody else is better as well. She's the 12th seed. She'll meet Justine Anna Arden in the round of 16 if the seeds were to hold. Ooh, right on the line. You're right there. Hit it. And Welch, chair umpire. This is just a mental mistake right here, especially with the wind. You've got to hit everything. That ball is smack dab on the line, and she was standing there and it was soft.
The point tracker shows it right on the line.
Mary Pierce, of course, a French Open finalist this year, won in San Diego a couple of weeks ago.
And a match point.
Couldn't even catch the ball after she threw it up. It's 10 feet away from her.
And that's it. An hour and 7 minutes. Little rough patch there toward the end of the opening set, but from that time forward, it was all Kim Clijsters looking to win a Grand Slam title for the first time in her career. 7-5 and 6-love in the second for Clijsters. 51 match wins in 2005 now for Kim.
6 titles under her belt, the most of anyone on the WTA Tour. Loves playing on hard courts.
And let's take a look at this portion of the women's draw.
Hastakova up next, or Ai Sugiyama, the 30th seed, down at the bottom. Ivanovic, very talented young player from Serbia, and Duchovina from Russia, 33rd seed.
And let's go down to Michael Barkan. Michael?
All right, Bill, thank you very much. 51 match wins now for you this year. You're into the 3rd round. I would venture to say none of them has been in these conditions, have they?
No, not at all. I don't think I've ever even practiced in these conditions, and but it's a challenge, and it was tough out there. You know, you keep moving your feet, but I'm happy I got through, and I'm just hoping the next tomorrow or the day after it's not going to be as windy anymore.
We were talking the other day about many considering you to be the favorite here, and I'm just wondering how you prepare as you go through this tournament with that kind of mantle on your shoulders.
Well, I've been playing well. I've won a lot of good matches here in the past, and I just, I'm doing the same. I haven't changed anything, and I'm just very happy that I'm healthy and that I'm able to play, because I really missed playing here last year.
You talk about your health. Obviously, you were sidelined with a wrist injury following wrist surgery. What did you go through during that time? How difficult was that for you, being away from the game that you love?
At the start, I didn't miss it at all. The first 2 months, I was happy to just be at home with my dogs, with my friends, and that was fun. But then I started watching Wimbledon on TV, and then at the end of the year, I watched the championships, and that's when I started missing it. And that was a good sign, and that motivates me to train harder and to work harder, and to be able to play on this center court here, because this is what it's all about.
We also understand your father, Leo, was a motivation to you as well. He had a major injury during his football career in Belgium. Tell us about that.
Well, he's had more than one, so I don't know if I could do it like he's done it. But he's definitely been very motivational to me, and it's always good to have someone so close to you who's been in that situation before, and especially last year it was a tough year, but he definitely helped me through that.
Congratulations, Kim. Kim Clijsters on to the next round.
So Kim survives these difficult conditions. Very happy to be back after missing the U.S. Open in 2004. And will this finally be her time at the USTA National Tennis Center after coming so close a couple of years ago? And coming up next, well, there she